That's the sink. It's a pretty boring background. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to necessarily record it from here, but today was the quickest way to get things going online. Do I need to rename that thing? Can I rename that thing? So, all right, I'm going to start a new one so that it looks, because right now it looks, well, hell, do I even care? Hi, Mark Chrisman. I'll leave it up and going. All right, so I'm going to tweet something out, and then I will step away for a second and be right back. All right, folks, I'm going to mute the mic for a second so I can set it down because I can't even find a damn mic stand. But I will be right back. Lori will keep you all occupied. Be right back. Yes, not gonna work. All right, can you guys autofocus? Not auto. Oh, come on, come on. Apparently, I have to sit very, very close. That's hysterical. I'm going to switch cameras for a second. See that? Hey, you guys in there? Hello? Where are you guys at? Second. There we go. Oh, good Lord. It's pretty crazy. Goodness sakes. Oh, do I need to put? All right. Yeah, I can put a different color shirt on. If I could find one. Is it that big of a deal? I'd have to run up 6 flights of stairs. But if it's weird because I'm wearing a white shirt. All right. If it's washed out, let me go grab something else. You guys don't go anywhere. I will be right back with a different shirt. Mute before I set this down. Just a second. Oh, it did it. All right, let me see what you bums have been doing in the chat room here. Yeah. So So there's some chat. I'm actually sitting in the I've got a finished basement. This is actually the bar area. So there's a sink right here. I'm on the bar counter. My knee is resting up against the refrigerator. And Lazy Susan over here, nothing in it. Good, good. So I don't know that I'd be able to decorate this particular wall for you guys. Wait a couple of minutes and see who else shows up. I don't think the chances of there being a Cincy Bengals theme room are very likely. Maybe a Chiefs themed room that could maybe happen. Not looking good for the Bengals though. So I'm gonna do kind of a show, Daniel. I didn't want to not do anything because I've talked about this before. I like to be consistent. I missed a couple last month because of the 4th of July, which actually I guess was this month, what with July being right in its name. But then the SP TechCon and all that kind of stuff. So no, Lori, I don't think there's going to be notes. I wanted to do one live for you guys. I don't know if I'm going to end up publishing it or not. That remains to be seen. That's outside of my capabilities at this exact moment. So we'll see. We'll wait a couple of minutes and then I'll tell my tale of woe. And then Lori, if we do end up recording one, I'll let you know when the start is. That's true. We were going to skip 299. We still might. We might not do this one and then make 300 the real one. We'll see. All right, it is 5 after. I can't tell. We got a few folks in the live stream. All right, so as you guys know, or maybe not, because I oh good God. So normally I put this thing out on Thursday. Last Thursday was the day we actually moved into the new house. So the closing wasn't until today, but the closing was supposed to be last Thursday. And because of some bank funniness and all that, we weren't able to close last Thursday, but the sellers allowed us to move in on Thursday. So Thursday morning at 8 o'clock, the movers moved up and the movers showed up and we had to have everything boxed and all that stuff ready to go. And I took Wednesday off to pack and all that. Now, Thursday, you guys, is also the day that I publish all this kind of stuff. Wednesday, I took down all the machines that have all this, the stuff on them. And so Thursday came and went, and I didn't even think about publishing the podcast. So in last week's podcast, in 298, I talked about how I was moving, but unless you were here for the live show, you didn't actually see that because I haven't published it yet. But I will try to find that amongst the machines and the Dropbox folders and all that I have and see if I can get that out soon. So we are in the new house. I told the folks earlier, I'm in the bar right now, which honestly, I would love to be in a bar right now. I can't find anything. I was going to do a real podcast today. I had every intention of doing it. Lori and I had some jokes we were going to make about which number it was. It was all going to happen. I had every intention of doing it. Here's what's happened. I can't find anything. I can't find anything. So right now I'm using, honest to God, PlayStation. There's some PlayStation sing-along game. Those are the mics that I'm using because it's the only mics I can find. So I'm going to do some karaoke after this. I don't even have a PlayStation, but that's the only mics I can find. I can't find my headset. I can't find my normal podcasting microphone. Can't find anything. So I did find a webcam, so that was good. So that's one thing that I can't find. The other thing is, while internet is working in here, I'm doing it over wireless, and I'm doing it on my laptop, two things that I don't like doing because neither one of them can really stand up to this. Fortunately for me, the wireless access point is on the other side of this wall, so it's working pretty well. But the problem is this house was built in 2004. It's not wired for network anywhere. There's phone cables. It looks like the phone cables are Cat5, but they're all punched down for phones, so I got to figure all that out. So I don't have real internet hooked up. I basically have my cable modem with a wireless access point plugged into it, and that's all I've got right now. So none of my servers are set up, or my normal router or any of that kind of stuff is set up. My office is also not set up, partially because there's no network in there, so I don't know where I'm going to put things, and I just haven't decided where stuff's going to go yet. And I can't find anything. Now, when I say I can't find anything, that's not entirely true. That's exaggeration. That's hyperbole. I absolutely know where the VCR is at. I could walk directly to the VCR. I know where repairing. I found a bunch of books when I was moving. Repairing PCs. I can find that one. It was published in 1995. But I think it's probably still, germane in some aspects. I've got another book called Navigating the Internet, also published in '95. I'm sure that one's very helpful. And while I can't find anything, so I guess another thing is I've lost some weight in the last couple of months, and I can find every belt that doesn't fit me anymore. I know where every single one of those is at. I can't find the one belt that I own that will actually hold up my pants. So that's I got that going for me. It's just crazy, and there is so much going on. I just can't get. It's goodness. So Christopher in the chat room's got a copy of Dances with Wolves that he could loan me. That's awesome. Daniel Glenn is asking about any Netscape books. No, I don't have any Netscape books. I do. So I literally threw out a stack of books as tall as I am, and I tried to take some pictures of it, but it wouldn't stand. So I got like some pictures of it next to my kids, of all the tech books and all that I threw out. Lori's begging me not to stand up. Well, see, the joke's on you, Lori. I'm not wearing pants, so the whole not having a belt thing is not a concern. But I did want to get on and say something. So hopefully by next week, at some point, I'm going to have to go back to work. And before I can go back to work, I got to get this internet thing figured out, and I got to get the office thing figured out. And I think I've got my desk where I want it, and I can find, like, I found my monitors and my computers and all that kind of stuff. And so that will hopefully fall together, because I do have to go to work on Wednesday and actually do something. And it's been pretty crazy, just trying to find anything and everything. And the other thing that's funny is this house, without getting into a lot of numbers and all that, is roughly twice as big as my old house, and it's already full of crap. And I can't find anything, but it's all anyway. So that's why there's no SharePoint content this week. I haven't thought of SharePoint or Office 365 or any of that in several days. Though I was checking Twitter today. It looks like Microsoft released some video streaming things for Office 365, and that'll be cool once I get a chance to watch that. I'll look into that. Christopher's asking if we need to flag this video as inappropriate content. I think as long as I stay seated and you keep your eyes, I'm up here, Christopher. I think we'll be okay. But fortunately, I think everything will be back up to speed next week. Though I just remembered next week I'm going to be on the road. Son of a gun. So maybe I'll talk to Shane and find out what he's got going on. I should be in our office by 4 o'clock Central, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I completely forgot I'm going to our Virginia office next week. It's a busy time to be me, folks. That's really what the moral of the story is. So I did want to thank you guys for showing up, because you guys are hardcore, and I did want to not leave you hanging. Daniel, no one is more sad about that than I am. I did move the big box of books, Daniel, my SharePoint 2013 books, the ones that I didn't send you, and I did think about you, and that brought a little bright spot to my day. I'm like, oh, here's the books I didn't send Daniel. So they're still here. I do know exactly where those are at. I could walk directly to those books. I could walk to the box that has all of these SharePoint 911 animals over the years, the cows and the horses and the donkeys and all that. I know exactly where those are at, but I can't find my microphones or my headsets or any of that kind of stuff. Nothing that I need. Lights. I found 2 of my 3 lights. No word yet on the batteries for those lights. Those still MIA. One good thing about the lights, and I don't know if, yeah, that was last. So I told you guys about that I used them when the power went out. So they're very handy for that. So the other thing is, since this house doesn't have Ethernet anywhere, I bought some power line adapters, and that's the whole, Ethernet runs over power thing, your power lines. So I got a couple of them, and they seem to be working okay. I can stream Netflix and all that kind of stuff, so my kids don't go crazy on me. So I got a couple of these at Best Buy. These worked out pretty good. This one is the fastest one that Netgear makes. But I bought 2 sets in case I needed more than 2. This one was fun. Can anybody see what's wrong with this picture? Now, what's right with this picture is I'm holding the pamphlet in front of my face, so we got that going for us. But I pulled this thing out of the box, and I'm like, really? Now, the good news is, had this been the adapters that are shown here, they would have been able to handle, 240 volts at 20 amps or whatever. Fortunately, though, it was the British version in the picture, but the actual English version in the boxes. In the chat room, Mark mentions that in 10 years, I'll find the box with my microphone in it. There's a good chance of that. When we moved last, it was 11 years ago. We moved in June of 2005. And absolutely, when I was moving this time, there were boxes that I have not touched since June of 2005. It is absolutely the case. So we tried to purge a bunch. We thought we threw a lot out. We threw a bunch more out. I think we're going to get a dumpster and have it taken to the old house and get rid of stuff that we didn't get moved over. It's just been crazy. But if you're ever looking for quick networking, again, these power line adapters, not too bad. Not too bad. They've worked out pretty well. Just again to get things going, Netflix and Roku and all that kind of stuff, so my kids don't revolt. They worked out, and they're like $80 at Best Buy or Amazon or something like that. Might not be a bad thing to have around. So, Lori, if I can send that dumpster down to Alabama, it is all yours. So, chat room, since we got you here, anything going on in the news otherwise that you'd like to share? Since I have no content, I don't even have a OneNote open. Didn't even bother. Nothing to talk about. No notes in there. None whatsoever. Can you guys hear my phone going off? I should move that so it's not on the counter anymore. Put it in my pocket. Lori's got OneNote open. There's nothing in it because I did zero preparation. There, my phone won't go off anymore. Too crazy. Mark's doing an end user presentation. Excellent. That's a great way to get started, getting comfortable with speaking in front of crowds. And level 9 in Pokemon. Man, the world is coming. Just your oyster. So the Pokemon Go thing has been going on. I have obviously not had a second of spare time to look at that even a little bit. But it looks kind of cool. A buddy of mine had lunch with him on Friday, and he showed it to me. It looks kind of cool. Christopher heard that ARM is being bought. That's so. As a guy that plays with a lot of gadgets and all that, the whole Internet of Things. I listen to a bunch of Internet of Things podcasts, and all that weird chipset stuff is really interesting. The small chipsets that are really energy efficient, and the networking that they use, it's very energy efficient, low bandwidth, but all that's cool stuff. Once I get settled in, I've got a couple of Arduinos that I've been playing with. I'd like to get back in and playing with those a little bit for the same kind of stuff. Mark is wearing shorts and black socks. Are you going to go mow your lawn after this, Mark? Is that what's going on? Yeah, we're just glad that Mark's dressed. We're just glad that he's wearing anything. That's sometimes you just can't take that for granted. It's past quitting time where Mark's at, though, so we're lucky for sure he's got anything going on. Oh, too funny. Too funny. Put on some sandals and go Pokemon. Yeah, and so obviously anytime something is incredibly popular, then there's the counter people, everybody that hated. So there's been a whole bunch of people hating on Pokemon Go. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to hate on. So it's got people that are playing video games, getting up and moving around outside of their houses, finding landmarks in their communities. This doesn't seem like an all bad thing. Now, of course, there's some dummies, but anytime you get a group of people together, there's going to be some dummies. Pokemon Go players, SharePoint developers, guys named Dave, whatever. You get enough of them together, there's going to be some idiots float to the top. But the Pokemon Go thing seems kind of cool. My children have not asked to play that yet. Yeah, so I got my haircut Friday, and there's like the haircut place and then like a comic book shop or something like that, and then a little park in town. And apparently whatever the thing is that people with Pokemon Go get is in that park, because there was just a ton of people. It was very, very exciting. And our my stylist was talking about how they're just always walking around. It's a Pokestop. It's so hysterical, so adorable. No, I haven't heard anything about Central Park. That and it sounds like there's obviously some rough edges that needed to be made fine. You know, the people showing up in places they shouldn't be and things like that. But you know, and so I asked a buddy of mine that plays it, and he's like, well, you know, it's based on Ingress, because I asked where all the landmarks are coming from, and it sounds like, you know, so like the things that I saw were like parks and things like that around town. A computer game that gets people to go to parks, that's genius. How is anybody not happy about that? I love it. So I don't know. We'll see. I might throw it on my phone. I don't have a Windows Phone anymore, so I can do that. I did see this morning that later this month or early next month, HP is going to be releasing a new Windows Phone. So thank goodness for that. We will have that out there. We'll be able to choose from another Windows Phone that nothing will run on. The good news, Daniel Glenn, is that anything that isn't overtly used by the Chinese to hack us, they just get in and covertly do it. So it's all, you know, it's playing field's all very level. Yeah, there's a yeah, Pokemon no-go on Windows Phone. That's the headline there. It's been pretty crazy, but I like it. It sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a good thing. I approve. I will not watch the video. I will give you guys my attention. Lori, isn't that phone the HP? Isn't that the one that I just mentioned? So I should mention it. I did. All right, Daniel. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Next week, hopefully, we'll have something. I don't know. I'll be in Blacksburg, Virginia. So if there's anybody in Blacksburg, Virginia that wants to go hang out, give me a shout. I'll be out there. So, and if Daniel's leaving, honestly, one of my favorite things about doing this podcast is making fun of Daniel. So if he's leaving, there might not be much more in it for me. But thanks, everybody. I apologize for not having any content. I apparently, I don't know, should try harder. So thanks, everybody. So Jerry, coworker wise, I will be back in the office on Wednesday. Yes, I've got a lot of unpacking. Not only is it hard, but I'm just not very good at it. I'll be back in on Wednesday. The rest of you guys, I'll see you, and we'll figure something out for next week. If I can't do it, we'll have Shane do it or something like that. Talk to you guys later. Bye.